So for today's deer tail, and this will be a little bit of a crypto tail. We have hiked in out in the West Country. It's along the Prairie Creek, an area that we hunted quite regularly. So let's go get a fire going and we'll tell the deer tale. Set up a fire right here, grab a log to sit on, and we'll get to it. So the nice thing about this is that it's kind of all in one piece. Just get it level. It's got a plate that goes on the bottom to catch your coals and stuff. And it's got a nice little cooking rack for on the top. All right. Now let's get some firewood. I'll make us a little bit of a seat here. Seeing as I got no logs that I can pull over. Don't want a really big fire because all I want to do is toast up a sandwich. I'm gonna get this started. This is something I haven't seen before, haven't tried it yet. It's a cappuccino caramel drink. It's by Adventura. No, they don't sponsor. It's a self-heating drink, hot in 3 minutes. All right, so it says open here. So a drink, self-heating system. Open the bottom lid. Press on the blue capsule, flip when steam appears, stir gently and wait 3 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to open the bottom. I'm going to press on that. I think that's all we do. So I've got some deep fried, flavor infused turkey. And I got some cheese buns. I see steam. Flip when steam appears, stir gently and wait 3 minutes. Am I supposed to take the lid off? I don't know how else I'm supposed to stir it. And we'll get everything else ready. Got a nice cheese bun. Maybe we'll try and toast that just a little bit, heat up that cheese, and get the turkey ready. There's quite a bit of heat that comes off of that. All right, that's good enough for the outside. It smells good. We'll take some turkey. Put that together. And we'll just heat up the outside. Warm up that cheese. That is very hot. So there we have it. Real simple. cheesy bun with hot infused deep fried turkey. Almost like a meat-filled grilled cheese sandwich. It's good. It's probably been about 3 minutes. I don't have a stir stick. I could be really gross and stir it with a normal stick I'm using for the fire, but I think I'll just swish it around a little bit. Let's give this a try. Adventura cappuccino caramel drink. That is caramely. That's really good. That's kind of neat. Hot drink in a can. 3 minutes. It's nice and toasty. I'm going to finish this up. Rules of storytelling time. Eat first, and you tell your story. I'm going to enjoy my sandwich. You come back when I'm done, and we'll tell our story. That's good. All right, so snack or dinner or lunch or whatever is over. Rules say I can tell the story now. So, once again, this is an episode of Eastern Slopes, and it is our new segment called Deer Tales. This story, I've kept it to myself. I've told a few people that are close. Most have kind of snickered and laughed at me. And I'm not sure what everybody's view of things that go bump in the night are. I'm not saying I'm a believer of Bigfoot or Sasquatch or anything like that, but I'm just going to tell you my story. So one of my first hunting trips, I was probably 17 years old. This happened out in BC in the West Kootenays. A buddy of mine lived in Nelson and invited me to come over for an evening hunt. Probably about half an hour in between Nelson and Castlegar. There happened to be a power line that he knew of that showed some potential. So we parked his truck and we started hiking up. It's a power line, goes all the way up top of and over top of this small mountain, and zigzagging back and forth was the access road. Hadn't been used in quite a while. There was a light covering of dust, you might say, on it, so you could see the fresh tracks of deer and whatnot. And as we were walking up, we got about halfway. The trail cut into the trees before it jackknifed back and came back out a little higher up on the ridge. And about 100 yards prior to that, we'd noticed some grizzly bear tracks in the dirt. I was 17. Tim would have been 18. And I didn't feel too comfortable. I had an old 303 with me, and I think Tim might have been hunting with the 303 of his dad's as well. Anyways, I kind of made up my mind that I was going to hunt halfway down. I was going to stick right close to where this road came out. I'd walk in the bush and I'd kind of plant myself on the edge and just watch. Tim said he's going to venture up to the top. I'll try some more of this. Oh, that's good. Anyways, Tim took off up to the top, I'm presuming. And it was late in the afternoon. It was starting to get, the sun was starting to go down. And I wasn't seeing anything at all down where I was. So I just started kind of walking back and forth across the power line. And probably about, I don't know, an hour or so of doing this, I heard a gunshot from way up on top of the ridge. And I waited for a bit, and I didn't hear another one. So one of two things. Either Tim had shot a deer and we were coming out with the deer, or he'd shot and missed. Of course, we didn't have radios. This is back in the early 80s. And so I waited for a little bit, and I thought, well, I should maybe start hiking up just to see if he needs a hand. So I started going up the switchbacks, and I got probably 3/4 up the ridge and noticed Tim coming down the trail. And I said, I heard you shoot. At least I'm thinking it was you. And I said, did you shoot? And he says, yep. He says, I saw a deer up there and I took a shot. He says, but I missed. He says, it's starting to get late. He looked at his watch. It's starting to get late and the sun's going down. We should maybe head out. So I didn't think anything of it. Didn't think anything ill of the reply. So we started going down. And we're walking down the switchbacks. And we'd probably gone a couple hundred yards, and Tim, in his off sense of humor, turns to me and says, oh, by the way, there's a dead deer at the top of the mountain. And I just looked at him like, what? We've just walked halfway back down. Now we got to walk all the way back up. So anyways, up we go. And he knew exactly where it had dropped. So it happened to be right, I don't know, about 30 yards maybe off the edge of the power line, right at the very top of the ridge. And on either side it was dense pine spruce forest. So dropped our packs. Of course, we're out in the middle of this power line, and it's tall grass, probably 3.5 feet tall, just dense. The deer is in the grass, and we get to work. We weren't at that time. We weren't big hunters. He had a little fold-out knife that he had to work with it, and I had Dad's old buck knife. And he seemed to know what he was doing. He's a farm boy. He's butchered lots of cows and stuff. So I kind of let him take the lead. And it's starting to get dark now. And I'm getting a little nervous. So I set the rifle down beside me. And Tim's busy doing his business with the deer. And off to the right in the forest, in the deep woods, I could hear footsteps. Not deer footsteps, but like bipedal footsteps. Something or someone was walking out towards us. And I was knelt down and I said, Tim, I said, quiet for a sec, because there's something, I hear something. And he stopped and he listened, and I stood up, looked over the grass, and I looked out over the, down the hill, and I couldn't see anything. He just kind of shrugged his shoulders, he shook his head. Down in the grass he goes, and he starts doing his business again. And so I nailed down with him. I've kind of reached for my rifle, and I'm holding it And I could hear these footsteps again. Now they're closer. And again, I said, Tim, stop. Like, there's something coming. And he mumbled something about, oh, it's probably just another hunter. And I said, no, this is bigger than, this doesn't sound like a man coming through the bush. So again, I stood up and I'm watching and I'm listening and I don't hear anything. And Tim stands up and says, did you hear that? Like, there's something over there. Of course, it's not moving again. And he shrugs his shoulders and goes back down to working his deer. So, okay, down I go. Down in the grass again. And 10, 15 seconds later, I can hear it again. And now it's really close. It sounds like it's going to break out in the trees. And I said to him, I said, there's something right there. Like, it's right there. And I guess if you cry wolf 3 times, nobody pays attention to you. He just kept doing his business. And I stood up, slowly stood up. So I'm probably chest high above the grass. And out of the forest, I see this dark figure. By now, it's just about dark. The sun is behind us. The sun is set well behind us. It's beyond the mountain now. So there's not even sunset light to light this up. I'm looking down over the grass. It's just yellow fall grass and this dark figure walking out of the trees, kind of angling down the hill. And it's walking in a steady movement. It's got long strides. It's swinging his arms. And the first thought in my head was, when I was a kid, I can remember watching I think it's the Gimli Patterson film footage, the most famous film footage of a Bigfoot walking up, can't remember what it is, Bluff Creek or something like that. Anyways, they captured this thing walking. Well, this had the exact same gait. It's walking, it's swaying its arms. And again, because of the light, I couldn't tell exactly what it was. So I had that Patterson film in my head, but my mind's not computing that this could be anything other than a person. So when I'm standing there, I thought, well, the first thing I'd make myself known, I said, hello, hello. Kept walking. And I said it a little louder. I said, hello there. And this being, mid-stride, stopped and turned towards me and looked my direction. I don't know if it saw me. And then just continued to walk down the hill and out of sight. And if you got off of the switchback road, it was nothing but really tall willows, thick willows. And I tapped Tim on the shoulder, and I said, "Did you happen to see that?" Because he happened to be looking down that way while he was working on his deer. And fire's going out here. And he says, "No, I didn't see a thing." And I said, "Well, something or somebody just went walking by." And he said, "Oh, it's probably just another hunter." Well, where we were a half an hour between communities, and there is, spotty residences here and there, but there was nobody around for miles, no houses around for miles. There was no vehicles parked on the side of the road, so I thought it was kind of strange that some other hunter would be walking. He wasn't carrying a gun. There was no gun, no backpack, nothing. It kind of really shook me. Of course, then we had to drag this deer probably a mile down the mountain through all this thick stuff with our rifles and our backpacks. Grizzly bear tracks on the way up. So it was quite the unnerving trip back down. But again, I don't profess to believe. I might be, I don't know how you'd put it, a skeptical believer until there's actual 100% proof. I can understand there being something out there. I know what I saw. I know I've listened to other people that have had experiences, not personally one-on-one, but a lot of similar stories. And you know, they're always finding new life forms, new mammals in the deep jungles. Can something such as a Bigfoot be out there, be out here watching us, being with us, hiding from us? I don't know. That's my story, and I thank you for sitting with me. I'm going to finish up my drink and let the fire die down, but that was my turn. Now, you take your turn. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Oh, that's good.